Hello, everyone. Get ready for NBA action live on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan, joined by my partners Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg. And it's been home cooking for the Spurs in the midst of a homestand here in San Antonio.
All right, you're up.
Oh, yeah.
Charlotte in the lead.
What is insane about the Spurs and how successful they are as a franchise is that in their entire franchise history, they've only missed the playoffs 4 times. That is absolutely remarkable.
You know, even though he missed that three-point shot, I think the defense has to do a better job of it.
Mills, who's checked in for Tony Parker. And stepping out onto the floor now for his very first official NBA playing time. We're going to check out our first glimpse of professional basketball from the professor. And there is the potential for a feel-good story here, Clark. No doubt this young man didn't get selected in the draft, but has fought his way onto a team nonetheless.
And, Kevin, no telling how far this journey will go, but you have to applaud him for at least making his way into an NBA game, even when things didn't look so good for him.
And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
I was able to listen in on what Steve Clifford was going over with his team. He said their plan was run their offense through the professor. On the days when he gets going, he can be a huge contributor, and Coach is obviously hoping this is going to be one of those days. Something else he mentioned is that he's giving them the green light on offense. He wants to see a high volume of shots. It's still very early in this game, so there's plenty of time for those changes to take effect, Kevin.
And thanks for that story, Doris. It's Henderson on the wing. Pass to the professor. Tries a three. Rebound San Antonio. This game coming after a loss against the Bucks.
Well, Clark, they really shot terribly from downtown in that one and eventually paid the price for it.
They sure did. I mean, sometimes you can make up for poor three-point shooting with a strong inside game, but theirs wasn't quite strong enough.
Clock at 6. Swiped it away. Got it. Good job in the low post. The professor makes the bucket. An important momentous occasion for this young guy, getting his first points in an NBA uniform. Mills dishes to Bellinelli. He feeds it to Diaw. The pass to Mills. Kicks to Diaw. This one for 3. No good on that last second attempt there. Both teams have it going here early and still close through the first quarter. Spurs lead by 2. Let's take a quick break now, and then it's on to the...
Coming up next Monday, February 2nd, Zach Randolph and the Memphis Grizzlies take on Goran Dragic and the Phoenix Suns. Be there.
And off we go. A close game now starting the second quarter. And guys, what's your take on the Spurs so far?
Boy, a ton of threes in that first quarter. This team really lighting it up, guys.
Yeah, it's been an...
He's checked in for Corey Joseph, and Parker subbed in for Patty Mills. Hornets trail by 3, setting the floor for the Hornets. The professor, he's in at point guard. Marvin Williams is out there with Von. Then it's Lance Stevenson, and it's Taylor in at the 3.
2 minutes.
Here's the professor, and it's all evened up. The professor's got 5 points so far.
You know, the Spurs culture, really an example for the entire league, and you have to give a lot of credit to head coach Greg Popovich. He demands accountability and execution while at the same time balancing that with a really great sense of humor and an authentic interest in his players as people, and that goes a long way. And he's got a great leadership team around him, his owner and the general manager. They've been a terrific trio for almost 2 decades now.
Williams passes to the professor. Back to Williams. Pass to Stevenson. 5 to shoot. The 3. And it's the Hornets another 3. And Coach Greg Popovich really gets to know his players and his coaches, Steve. The staff goes on a retreat every offseason where they hang out, watch tape, and brainstorm ideas.
Yeah, I actually attended one of those off-season retreats a few summers back, and it was fascinating watching tape with the entire staff, talking about their team. What a great experience.
That's good. Parker's got his first bucket in this one.
His presence is very comforting for this team. He's kind of a fallback option for them anytime they need it.
Passes it to the professor. Trying his luck deep. Here's Vonleh, and he converts the layup. Vonleh's got the lead up to 3 now for the Hornets.
Well, since the first quarter, we've seen them ease off that long-distance game here a little bit, and it's probably a good idea.
Yeah, you know, Steve, some teams would prefer to just shoot their way out of a slump, but getting a few to drop from inside the arc is really a good way to get your offense back on track.
Beautiful ball movement again.
Last 5 trips, they've all ended with a great pass leading to a basket, Steve. I mean, they are really sharing the basketball.
Here's the professor, and he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Well, you allow them to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
Yeah, I think you got to foul them, and free throws are better than a layup.
The Hornets have been good at the free throw line in this one, 7 of 8. And he can't hit the second. Ginobili with the ball.
That's his first personal foul.
The Spurs have gone 9 of 10 from the line, so making the most of their chances. No good on that one.
2 shots.
And the second free throw, good. Tie game in San Antonio. Wilson.
Okay, good job battling them out there. Let's talk about some crucial areas from the first half. Our passing has been very precise. I'll give you guys a lot of credit for that. We've been extremely smart with the ball, basically haven't given them any gifts whatsoever. We were able to make an impact with our low post offense. Let's continue to exploit those good mismatches in the paint. And I don't say this often, but in the second half, there's no such thing as a bad shot. If you've got one you like, take it, even if we've only run half a second off the shot clock. Everybody said this was an even matchup on paper. It's going to come down to effort.
Welcome back, folks. Thank you for tuning in to the... 26 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Down low, it's Duncan and Splitter. Mills and Manu at the guards. And it's Green in at the 3. And that's who's in the game for the Spurs. Dishes to Mills. Shoots. Duncan kicks to Mills. Back to Duncan. And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one. Not much to be critical of with this win, Clark.
Not at all. I mean, they showed up not just to play. They showed up to give great effort and to win, and they did both.
So that'll do it for now for Clark Kellogg's.
bad news is you played like a 50-year-old record league bum, and we lost the game. You're supposed to ask what the good news is.
What's the good news?
The good news is I don't think it's possible for you to play any worse.
Is this supposed to be making me feel better?
Nah, man. It's supposed to make you understand this ain't just you. We all got a lot of work to do if we're gonna do something special this year. So put this one behind you, learn from it, and move on, all right?
Well, maybe if I got the ball in my spots where I could do something with it, we would have won the game and we wouldn't be having this conversation.
In this league, never get too high or too low, and you might survive. Turn on your teammates. Man, you will be gone before you know it.
I've been rapping for about 17 years, okay? I don't write my stuff anymore. I just kick it from my head, you know what I'm saying? I can do that. No disrespect, but that's how I am.
Yes, sir. Let's do it. Yes, sir. Yeah.
We are live in Denver, Colorado, the hometown for the Nuggets for an Eastern versus Western Conference matchup right here. The Hornets log another stop on their travel schedule in today's matchup. They know this is the type of game they need to win if they're going to take Mozgov. He's checked in for the Nuggets. Robinson comes in for Aaron Aflalo. It's not very often you can say this about the future is looking pretty bright in Charlotte.
So often the season ends and you're thinking about the issues you've got to deal with, but right now the Hornets headed in a good direction.
On the court for the Hornets, Stevenson is the 2 with MKG the 3. Bismack Biyombo is out there with Williams, and it's Roberts in at the point. Denver making a switch here. Foy's checked in. Charlotte also making some changes. Henderson comes in for Kid Gilchrist. And the professor subbed in for Brian Roberts. Hornets leading by 15.
And for Charlotte, as you said, part of it is feeling good with their direction, but also they should feel good that they actually have a direction after the way the last few years have gone.
Offensive rebound. Biyombo, that's good.
Now defensively, they have to pick up the intensity and close out on shooters.
Steve, you're right. I mean, they're getting picked apart out there, and the intensity on D's got to pick up as well. I mean, you can't have it on cruise control on defense. Having a direction, as you mentioned, had been a problem with Charlotte because they seem to change their minds every year about who they were going to be, and they did it for the last decade or so. Now it seems as though the base is solid, and they've got an idea of how they want to build and who they want to build around, and they've got a group that can grow together.
Mozgov kicks to Foy. Shot from free throw range. And it's Biyombo with the rebound.
What a start they've gotten off to on the glass. I mean, they've come out banging.
And when a game starts off like this, there's an intimidation factor that comes into play.
Hornets leading by 17. Here's the professor, averaging 6 points per contest. Dishes it to Henderson. Inside, here's Stevenson. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed. Stevenson's got 16 points.
Very positive opening quarter for them. The shots have been falling.
The shooting percentage would be nice if it stayed right there, but that's going to be tough to do.
That's good.
The height difference there is huge, but he canceled it out with great body control in the air.
Exactly, Steve. He got to the hoop and wouldn't allow himself to be manhandled by the big boy.
Kicks it to Henderson. Here's the professor. Off target with his 3. And pushing it up. Here's Denver. Foy, the pass to Robinson. Randy Foy is on the wing. Now the dish to Farid. Outside Robinson. From outside, off the mark. Here's the professor. No luck. And after just 1 quarter of play, a double-digit differential on the scoreboard. Hornets lead by 17. From the Pepsi Center in downtown Denver, we're back in a moment.
Next Monday night, February 2nd, Lance Stephenson and the Charlotte Hornets go up against the Washington Wizards. Be there.
Welcome back, everyone, to lopsided first quarter in the books. Mozgov, he's checked in for JaVale McGee. Kenneth Farid comes in for J.J. Hickson. Wilson Chandler's checked in for Aaron Aflalo. Robinson is subbed in for Ty Lawson. On the court for Charlotte, the professor, he's in at the point. Henderson out there with Williams. And there's Bismack Biyombo. And it's Stevenson in at the shooting guard position. Wilson Chandler, a versatile forward, Steve, in his 7th season out of the ball.
I like him, Kevin. I mean, he's strong enough to play inside, quick enough to guard on the perimeter, and then he's got that three-point range on his shot. So, very versatile player.
Now let's send it to Doris on the sideline.
Well, Kevin, JaVale McGee has all the tools necessary to be a great player, but often he can be his own greatest obstacle. But he and Coach Shaw are working on that. Coach Shaw said, "I'm just trying to get him to slow down." That's what we've been working on with him, just to slow down so he can use the gifts that he has, his length and his athletic ability. Guys?
Thank you, Doris. And as you said, McGee is so gifted athletically that he'll be a force when he lets the game come to him. Robinson drives in. Soft touch off the glass. Robinson's got 4 points this quarter.
Man, a gaping hole in the defense that time, and he didn't waste any time getting through it.
Pass to Henderson. He dishes it to Biyombo. Charlotte moving the ball around. The professor buries it from three-point range. The professor's got 6.
Sometimes players have a fairy tale beginning to their career, but not him. It was a rough first outing.
Yeah, you know, he looked at ease for long stretches of the game, and the team, however, the team overall didn't look their best in the loss. We'll see how he continues to improve individually.
Well, it's not just point guards that can pass the rock. Here are the assist leaders among shooting guards over the span of the last month. Lance Stevenson is second.
And what that group has a great understanding of is the importance of ball movement. They can really all create their own shot, but they're superb setup men as well.
You know, I enjoy seeing that mindset in the shooting guard where basically saying, I'm going to attack at all times, but if it's not there for me, I can drop a dime on you just as easily.
Outside Robinson. 43 seconds left to play in the first half. Shot clock at 5. Pass to Foy. Fires the 3. That's Biyombo with the rebound. Biyombo's got 4 rebounds now tonight. And again, the Hornets missing. Randy Foy is on the wing. Henderson defending. Robinson against Stevenson. Outside Robinson. Shot from free throw range. There's the bucket. Good. Robinson's got 6 in the quarter.
How about that? Gets it off right in the face of the big fella. Quick release.
And operating on the perimeter like that negates some of the height disadvantage, too.
And through one half, it hasn't even been close. The Hornets on.
All right, fellas. Great job in the early going. But we've got to keep playing the same way. Keep this building out of it. That's one of the best halves of offensive basketball we could have asked for. Great movement, great passing, great everything. They've got no idea how to deal with us. I do like that we limited our turnovers. We weren't careless with the ball or making unforced errors. So kudos for that.
And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, you know, anything can happen.
Stevenson, stuff in the stat sheet, doing all sorts of things. 16 points, and he's hit the mark twice from three-point range as well.
Well, it's no secret. I mean, the more points he can come up with from out there, the better off they'll be offensively with their spacing.
For some changes, JaVale McGee comes in for J.J. Hickson. Robinson is subbed in for Wilson Chandler. And then for Charlotte, Vonleh's checked in for Bismack Biyombo. Cody Zeller comes in for Marvin Williams. And Gary Neal subbed in for Lance Stevenson. Down low, it's Fareed and JaVale McGee. Lawson out there with Nate Robinson. And it's Afflalo in at the 3 slot. That's the group in the game for the Nuggets. He's checked in for Ty Lawson. Harold Henderson, he's checked in for Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. And the professor subbed in for Brian Roberts.
Gary Neal is 6'4" shooter, played 3 seasons with the Spurs. And before that, a long time in Europe. Deep range on his shot, and he's able to hit from a standstill or on the move.
Hornets leading by 22. Passes it to the professor. Expanding his range. That's good. The Professor's got 10 points. Denver's gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. And Neal, the combo guard size, but he's more of a shooter than a playmaker.
Yeah, you know, he does better defending shooting guards in most matchups as well, Kevin. But the offensive end, I think, is where he makes his mark, and that's what you focus on with Gary Neal. He's going to give you scoring.
The Professor.
We've got 1:13 left here in the third quarter. Robinson kicks to McGee. Feeds it to Foy. The pass to Afflalo. Looking to end the run. Neal pulls it in.
Great defensive anticipation there to challenge that shooter.
And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back. Let's check out the Eastern Conference standings now that we're in the new year. Taking a look at Cleveland. They're looking extremely sharp right now, poised in the top spot and playing very well. And checking out Charlotte, 6 games out.
Well, I think for Charlotte, unfortunately, mediocre is a word we've often heard used to describe their overall performance this season.
Yeah, I expected them to be a few rungs up the ladder from where they are. That drive, that motivation has been sorely lacking.
Here's the screen. Robinson, and he sinks the shot coming off the strong pick. Robinson's got 10.
Well, he certainly isn't the one to blame for them being in the hole. He's been on the money with his game.
Here's the Professor. Off target from outside. Nuggets have gone 7 of 15 from the field here in the third quarter. Afflalo goes in. The quick look, no good that time.
More often than not today, those shots have not dropped for him.
Charlotte has gone outside a lot tonight. 17 times, in fact. 7 of 17. The Professor passes to Henderson. He kicks to Zeller. Shot clock at 6. Here's Foy. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Afflalo, no good.
Really high-quality shot there. Just a little off with his release.
That miss right there will definitely leave him shaking his head.
The 3 quarters of play all in the books, and this one all but over already. Hornets ahead, running away with it. And fourth quarter basketball will be coming your way on 2K Sports right after this.
Coming up next Thursday night, February 5th, the Washington Wizards take on.
How about a look at today's State Farm assist of the game?
Yeah, let's do it. I love the way this play developed. And I think this offense really thrives off of plays like that. Turned it into an easy basket.
Foy comes in for Gallinari. And Nate Robinson is subbed in for Harris. And then for Charlotte, Zeller, he's checked in for Bismack Biyombo. Gary Neal comes in for Hairston. And the Professor subbed in for Gennaro Pargo. And Charlotte, looking at who they've got, the Professor in at point guard. Vonleh's out there with Cody Zeller. Then it's Gary Neal. And it's Taylor in at the small forward position.
Boy, J.J. Hickson was drafted into the NBA after just one season at NC State, and he's rounded into a quality player, a strong rebounder. He's got great activity at both ends, has a decent mid-range touch as well, and when he finishes, he does so with power.
And for J.J. Hickson, an athletic, physical player, certainly, Steve, he fits with the Nuggets style, it seems.
So yeah, the way they come at you in transition and in waves and, you know, all those big men offensive rebounding. I mean, that's a good fit, but, you know, he had to deal with that ACL tear back in March of 2014. So he's just rounding back into shape and trying to find his explosion again.
The Nuggets have gone 6 of 11 since the start of the fourth quarter.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for Charlotte.
You're right, Steve. It was a standout performance across the board. They were just, at times, seemed toying with it.
Yeah, like watching a cat play with a mouse, Kevin, quite honestly. They were able to do more or less, whatever they wanted to do.
And now, on the year, this will take them to 28 wins.
You know, they wanted this win badly, guys. A loss would have meant a sweep in the season series.
I agree. They did not want that to happen, even against opponents outside your conference, who you only see twice a year. Getting swept is not a good feeling.
Three-pointer. No good from the Professor. Denver's gotten 3 of their 6 3-pointers to fall here in the fourth. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock, and it's Gallinari missing.
Well, I think the defense got lucky right there. I mean, he's going to make a lot more of those than he misses when he's got that much room.
The professor passes to Vonleh. From 17 feet out. No good on the shot, a bit long that time. Heaves it up. Can't get it to fall. And so it's the Hornets taking care of business in this one. You know, Clark, every team has a bad night, and these guys might want to watch the tape of this game the next time they have a bad night to remind themselves how dominant they can be.
Well, this is one of those dreamlike games for a coach.
And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Well, Gerald, this team seemed intent on winning and setting the pace of this game from early on. Was that a primary focus?
Heads up, dawg. We won, remember?
No thanks to me.
More like in spite of you.
What's that supposed to mean?
Meaning you couldn't hit water falling out of a freaking boat tonight. Relax, man. Everyone in this league have an off night. Can't let it get to you. Question it. What are you going to do about it? Work harder or pout like a punk and point fingers?
I'm gonna work harder. Shoot, I'm gonna be a half hour early to the next shoot around, man.
That's it. Now let's go celebrate tonight win.
All right.
Yes, sir. Let's do it. Yes, sir. Yo, on and my thumb palming. Take 2 of these and call me in the morning. You should see the way the chain harness the charming. Fly 'em like a bird, like Nelly Furtado. Pop your toast and scream cheers. Get your 2-step, cause it's the record of the year. They brought you ice creams, 2 for a pair. Officially announcing this is warfare. Cause back in the day, my cloud was gray. And it seemed like my angels couldn't blow them away. But then I sold my first verse and copped that NSX. But I was still riding in them jets for now. Man, my vision so clear out the window of the Lear. And I'm talking on my celly, all the you should hear. Listen clearly now. Hello, can you hear me now? Can I have it like that?
You got it like that.
Can I have it like that?
You got it like that.
Can I have it like that?
You got it like that.
Can I have it like that?
You got it like that.
So, drop your purse and grab your hips. And act like you're trying to get this money right quick. So can I have it like that?
You got it like that.
Can I have it like that?
You got it like that.
Owning, this beat is zoning. I control their mind from straight over the phone. Let them explore the words, something like a tourist. And never get addicted less. From Louis Deals to Jimmy Choo's, he's real. She know the time she sees the Richard Mille. Flat double skeletal, tourbillon. It's just like a body move, it turns her on. And all our car doors go up like Transformers. See, I can do it this away, I can do it that away. From the crib in Virginia to that new Miami getaway. So cooler like New Edition, unless she hot as you said. I get it, okay, let it boil away. But please run along, cause ladies is feeling wrong. And I got something right for them right after this song. My name is Tate Boyd P. Ladies and gentlemen. Can I have it like that?
You got it like that.
Can I have it like that?
You got it like that.
Can I have it like that?
You got it like that.
Can I have it like that?
You got it like that.
So drop your purse and grab your hips and act like you're trying to get this money right quick. So can I have it like that?
You got it like that.
Can I have it like that?
You got it like that.
On and the temperature's warm and I spit heat flashes, get nauseous, bright as a so analyze with caution when the light hit the ice, better hunt it that you. Should I mention the fact the transition is the track, no incision to the vision just to get me where I'm at? Little skateboard, he too grown. Come on, riding up and down Collins in that new two-tone. It's so cold, you don't wanna feel the chill of it. Just stand back and just look at the grill of it. I don't, but I bet. Totally intense.